flood. It's spreading all over the city.
How do we contain it?
Find the crashed flood ship. Overload its engine core. We either destroy this city or risk losing the entire planet.
Do it.
Chief, make your way to the crash site.
Sup guys, HokeyBird here, bringing you the Noob's Guide to Legendary for the 5th mission of the Halo 3 campaign, Floodgate.
All squads, report! Multiple contacts, unknown hostiles. There! Over there! We're surrounded, Sergeant!
Alright, first thing you're gonna do, get up your assault rifle and immediately get rid of it for this gravity hammer here. Then switch back to your battle rifle and continue on your way.
Ah!
Sergeant, come on!
Flood are gonna drop down from on top of those buildings there and absolutely overwhelm the sergeant and his crew, so don't feel too bad about just grenading them all because they're gonna die anyway. Once the initial wave is taken out, there's going to be a second wave that drops down from the buildings behind you, and a third wave that vaults over the fence back here, so you need to retreat back to the entranceway so that you don't get yourself surrounded.
Quickly, let us find their ship. Make short work of this abomination.
Once everything's dead, you want to head over here. You can sometimes find some frag grenades over here. They're useful, but not necessary, so don't worry too much if you don't find them. But you definitely want to top off your battle rifle ammo. And believe it or not, if you hug this right wall and shoot all the infection forms, you can actually save the Marine here. It takes a little bit of luck, but as you can see, it's very possible.
We saved some for you!
Then you're going to want to take up a position in the doorway here and start shooting combat forms with headshots. It won't take long for them to notice where you are, and then they'll head for the stairs, and so you want to meet them there with the gravity hammer. And for the most part, you can just wade through them with the gravity hammer. If you don't have any combat forms in your face, you can switch back to the battle rifle and take as many out from range as you can, but if they get too close, just switch back to the gravity hammer. You can find a regenerator in the middle of the floor here. But what's even more useful than that is going to be the battle rifle ammo back here and the trip mine. You can also find frag grenades here if you need them. Now what I like to do here is run out in front and throw the trip mine as far ahead as I can and then shoot it to detonate it. As for the rest of them, I'll take them out with headshots, grenades, or you can even use the fusion coils there on the right. You shouldn't have to worry about infection forms reanimating dead combat forms as long as you just destroy their bodies with a few melee attacks. Now you can sometimes find battle rifle ammo and grenades back here, but don't worry too much if it's not there. Up here, you're going to find a flamethrower, and you're actually not going to use it for now because the flamethrower isn't all that great against combat forms. It's great against pure forms, but you're not going to see those until later. You can either drop down the hole here like you're supposed to, or you can take a shortcut.
Chief, I can't tell you that we must. It's not safe. The Gravemind, it knows I'm using that.
Top off your battle rifle ammo from the crate here, pull out your gravity hammer, have 2 frag grenades ready, and ricochet them off the wall back here, and then mop up any survivors with the gravity hammer.
The LT, the sergeant, they were all infected! I could see it crawling, sliding around beneath their skin! Oh! And then they got up.
positions and take heed. This is the carrier, Shadow of Intent. Clear this sector while we deal with the Flood.
All you have to do here is make a beeline for the elites fighting the combat forms over there, and for some reason when you arrive, all the combat forms disintegrate.
My brothers, I fear you bring bad news. High Charity has fallen. We cannot send it high. The fleet has quarantine been broken. This single ship broke through our line, and we gave chase. We had a fleet of hundreds. Alas, brother, the Flood, it has evolved.
Now, you should be able to find plasma rifles and energy swords strewn about, and while the energy sword was the best flood neutralizing weapon in Halo 2, in Halo 3 this is no longer the case. What I like to do is to acquire dual plasma rifles in order to conserve my battle rifle ammo, and then just go to town on the combat forms. Now, the shotgun isn't nearly as broken as it was in Halo 2, but that doesn't mean it's not dangerous, so look out for it. The other dangerous weapons you're going to encounter are assault rifles, battle rifles, and brute shots. If things get too chaotic, drop a regenerator field, which will not only keep your shields recharged, but it'll also recharge the shields of your elite allies and keep them alive. Now, unfortunately, the weapons that the combat forms spawn with here are completely random. If you can find a brute shot, swap out your dual plasma rifles for it. If not, hang on to your dual plasma rifles. As you can see, this is one of those cases where I did not find a brute shot. I do, however, have 4 elites and the Arbiter assisting me. Now, if you use the dual plasma rifles like I recommended instead of the battle rifle, you should have full battle rifle ammo here. The combat here is pretty simple since there's nothing but unshielded combat forms and no infection forms, so just take them all out with headshots. Again, the more elites you have with you, the more chaotic the combat is going to be, and sometimes not all of the elites are going to survive the encounter. Once everything's dead, grab dual plasma rifles, look up, combat forms are going to drop down from above, so welcome them with 2 frag grenades. Once they're all dead, there's going to be a second wave of combat forms that comes through the door back here. Pick up your dual plasma rifles and a regenerator, which you can find in the middle of the floor, and just go to town. In case you couldn't tell, I really like using dual plasma rifles against combat forms in this game. Once everything's dead, you can drop your dual plasma rifles in exchange for this assault rifle, because you're going to pick up the flamethrower, and you can't carry dual plasma rifles and a flamethrower.
Chief, the elites are looking for something. We didn't believe them when they told us.
It's Cortana, Chief. She's on that ship. Find her. Get her out.
Now here comes one of the most awkward sections in the entire game. There's 4 different weapons that are particularly effective against all the enemies that you're going to face. You can use the flamethrower against any type of pure forms that are in reach. You can use the energy sword against any type of pure forms that you can reach. You can use dual plasma rifles against shielded combat forms and ranged forms that are out of reach of the flamethrower or the energy sword. And you can use the battle rifle to take out unshielded combat forms with headshots. Problem is, you can't carry a flamethrower and dual plasma rifles at the same time. so this can lead to some really awkward backtracking while your allies move up without you. Now, there is no perfect strategy that will get you through this area every time. You're going to have to improvise a little bit and play things by ear. What helps is to know what enemies are vulnerable to what weapons. So, general rule of thumb, if you shoot a shielded combat form in the head and it doesn't die, that means it's got a shield. Switch to some other weapon like dual plasma rifles and take out its shield before switching back to the battle rifle to take it out with a headshot. Use the sword or the flamethrower against pure forms, and use dual plasma rifles to take out ranged forms from a distance.
Hurry, Demon! We seek the same prize, but our shipmaster will sacrifice all to stop the flood.
Now, I found that it was a lot easier to avoid the chaos in this area by staying on the high ground here, and this will also put you in excellent position to take out the ranged form that you can almost always find back there. Just use your dual plasma rifles like so. Sometimes you can find an energy sword to deal with the stalkers and tanks, but again, the weapons that the combat forms spawn with are completely random, and sometimes you won't find one. If you don't end up finding one, your next best bet is the flamethrower, since the tanks are highly resistant to anything except those two weapons. When you reach the top of this ramp here, combat forms and pure forms are going to attack at the same time. Now, the combat forms are actually the bigger threat here because they're a lot faster than the pure forms, and they're the ones with the guns. So I like to grab dual plasma rifles and take them out like so. Then I'll switch to the energy sword if I've got one, or I'll pick up the flamethrower to deal with the tanks. Now, a lot of times, once you clear the area here, you'll be done. But occasionally, there's going to be some combat forms and pure forms that make their way back here. So hang on to your dual plasma rifles and the energy sword, and take them out the same way that you've been doing. Now, this was pretty rare, and you may not encounter this at all in this mission, but the rule is never attack a shielded combat form carrying an energy sword with an energy sword. You will not survive that fight. You need to whittle his shield down with an automatic or plasma weapon, and then go for the headshot.
I shall remain here. I will let nothing pass.
Once everything's clear, the Arbiter will say that, and then you're done. Enter the ship and activate Cortana's message to end the mission.
Do not be afraid. I am peace. I am salvation. Timeless chorus, join your voice with mine, and sing victory everlasting.
Chief.
Cortana?
High Charity, the Prophet's holy city is on...
Cortana.
Reclaimer. I must act quickly before your construct suffers any further trauma.
Leave her alone. alone.
If we do not take this device to a safe location, somewhere I can make repairs.
On Halo, you tried to kill Cortana. You tried to kill me.
Protocol dictated my response. She had the activation index, and you were going to destroy my installation. You did destroy my installation. Now I have only one function: to help you, Reclaimer, as I always should have done.
Will it live, Oracle? Can it be saved?
Uncertain. This storage device has suffered considerable trauma. Its matrices are highly unstable.
Perhaps one of our technicians.
That will not be necessary.
Chief.
Success!
High Charity, the Prophet's holy city is on its way to Earth, with an army of Flood. I can't tell you everything. It's not safe. The Gravemind, it knows I'm in the system.
It's just a message.
Let it play.
But it doesn't know about the portal, where it leads. On the other side, there's a solution, a way to stop the Flood, without firing the remaining Halo rings. Hurry, Chief. The Ark. There isn't much time.
I'm sorry.
No matter, Oracle. We've heard enough. Our fight is through the portal. With the brutes and the bastard truth.
Fine. We'll remain here. Hold out as long as we can.
Did you not hear? Your world is doomed. A Flood army. A grave mother has you in its sights. You barely survived a small contamination.
And you, shipmaster, just glassed half a continent. Maybe the Flood isn't all I should be worried about.
One single Flood spore can destroy a species. Were it not for the Arbiter's Council, I would have glassed your entire planet.
Sir, with respect, Cortana has a solution.
Cortana? Did you see her condition? How damaged she is? She could be corrupted for all we know. Her solution could be a Flood trap.
We should go through the portal. Find out for sure.
What we should do, Commander, is understand, clearly, that this is humanity's final stand. Here, at Earth. We go, we risk everything. Every last man, woman, and child. If we stand our ground, we might just have a chance.
No. If your construct is wrong, then the Flood is already won.
I'll find Cortana's solution. And I'll bring it back.
Earth is all we have left. You trust Cortana that much?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Well, this is either the best decision you've ever made or the worst. Hell of it is, Chief. I doubt I'll live long enough to find out which.